So did y'all? So did anybody get one of those racist texts that they talking about? Went out right after the election last week. They're saying that some racist texts were sent. It's actually, it's not. It's not good. I don't find it. I don't support it at all. But sometimes, and I've said it before on other videos, sometimes things are so dumb, racist, silly, immature, if you will, that it's almost comical. But these texts went out. If you're not up to date, I have seen this on the news a lot. So if you haven't heard about it, you're hearing about it now for sure. But these texts went out that said something about. Well, let me see if I can. Oh yeah, here it is. It says, greetings, such and such. You have been selected to pick cotton at your nearest plantation starting on November 7th. Please be ready at 8 a.m. sharp with your belongings. Our executive slave catchers will pick you. Our executive slave catchers pick you up. They don't even have their grammar right. So this right here will tell you the type of people that are sending these texts. But it says, our executive slave catchers pick you up in a brown van. Be prepared to be searched once you've entered the plantation. You are in plantation group 7. like I said, I sometimes you can't do anything but just laugh at some of the dumb stuff that's out there. But there is an investigation going on. I honestly think that I guess it has to happen, right? I feel like it's a waste of resources. Even if they do find these people, what are they gonna do? Right? Fine them, throw them in jail for a little bit. But this, this is where this country is today, unfortunately. But we'll talk about it more after the video. Yeah, let's get into it. Let me show y'all what's going on. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
The FBI is investigating reports of a wave of racist text messages hitting black people's phones in multiple states. These messages are being reported in at least 8 states, and many of the targets appear to be middle school, high school, and college-age students. All of the messages following a pattern, sharing similar language, including racist rhetoric, that they had been, quote, selected to pick cotton. CNN's Gabe Cohen has the details. He's joining us right now. Tell us more of what you're learning about what they're doing about this, Gabe.
Well, Kate, first off, it looks like this is more widespread than we had expected, with people in at least 24 states now having reported receiving these messages. And these texts are not just upsetting, but they are alarming. They are personalized, and many of them specifically target black and brown individuals, some of them students, some of them children. I want to show you one of the texts. It was sent to us by a woman in New Jersey. The text has her name written at the top of it, as you can see right there, and it references picking cotton, it references slave catchers and plantations, and some of the messages specifically reference President-elect Trump. Now, to be clear, the Trump campaign has told several media outlets that they had absolutely nothing to do with this. But as you can imagine, many people are really on edge in these days since the election. I want to play for you what a Colorado mother said after her 16-year-old son got one of these texts. Take a listen.
It's very tense. It's very scary for a lot of individuals. The fact that it happened the day after, Election Day, it really speaks to what I think is going on here.
And the president of the NAACP put out a statement saying these messages represent an alarming increase in vile and abhorrent rhetoric from racist groups across the country who now feel emboldened to spread hate and stoke the flames of fear that many of us are feeling after Tuesday's election results. And Sarah, there are investigations underway all over the country at this point to figure out who is behind this. It does appear at least some of them, these messages, were sent out using a service called Text Now. It allows people to create phone numbers for free. That company, Text Now, tells us in a statement, we believe this is a widespread, coordinated attack, and we are now working alongside our industry partners to uncover more details and continue to monitor patterns to actively block any new accounts attempting to send these messages. And the FBI is also on this. They put out a statement saying that they're aware of the messages, and Sarah, they say they are in contact with the Justice Department and other federal authorities. So a lot of folks are on this right now, a lot of agencies. It's not clear, though, if they have it completely shut down at this point.
Gabe Cohen, thank you so much for your reporting there. Appreciate it.
The FBI is investigating a string of racist messages sent to Black Americans across the U.S. This is one of the disturbing texts, and I'm sorry we have to put this up on screens. It says, it reads, you have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Again, for the folks listening on the radio, I am reading quotes from this text, and references executive slave catchers. Children and college students got messages like this. One mother in Houston said her daughter, who was in high school, received one as well. Let's listen to this.
She said it's a message that her and some of her friends received. And so I'm like, which friends? And so she said, all of my Black friends. To have somebody threaten their lives or threaten their livelihood or threaten their family's livelihood, it becomes uncomfortable. It should not be sent to any student, Black, brown, blue, purple, yellow, whatever.
I'm curious. No, I haven't read up much on this. It's like I said, it's been all over the news, but I'm curious how they were able to target someone based on their race or ethnicity. I hadn't seen anybody that wasn't Black reporting have gotten one of these messages. Very interesting. If that's the case, I'd be interested to know how. I actually have used Text Now. I still have it on my phone for business purposes, of course. Very easy to set up, but I don't know how they'd be able to target someone based off their race.
Canadian phone services company tells CNN that some of the racist messages were sent by accounts on their messaging app. The company says it has disabled those accounts. And to be clear, CNN does not have a clear answer of who sent these. That is still under investigation. But Talia Jones joins us now. She received this text we showed earlier. Talia, I mean, as we were just explaining a few moments ago, people in states across the eastern half of the United States, it appears, received these text messages. You got one as well. And some out west, you can see it there on screen. What was your reaction when you got this message on your phone?
My first reaction was kind of like shocked, because you know when you see something, you're like, let me look again to make sure like I'm really seeing what I'm seeing. The kind of feeling I had, and then I immediately sent it to my mom and my sister in our group chat, and we were all just like, what is going on in the world? There's no way that it's 2024 and things like this are happening again. And it's just insane, like the level of disrespect that people have for other humans. It's crazy.
And I'm just wondering, Talia, I mean, what did it feel like? I had to think that it hurt. I mean, I have to think that it hurt when you got that message. What was going through your mind? How did it feel?
So first it was shock, and then I think it was more anger than like sadness, because it's just like, who do you think you are to send these out? It became sadness when I realized that young people were getting it, like elementary schoolers and middle schoolers, who a lot of them are oblivious to what's going on. It's like they're so innocent, and it's like, why would you want to intentionally hurt somebody that you don't even know? So it was definitely like shock, anger, and sadness all in one.
Yeah, what do you think about the timing of all this? The president and CEO of the NAACP released a statement saying, in part, the unfortunate reality of electing a president who historically has embraced and at times encouraged hate is unfolding before our eyes. I mean, we had an election this week. What do you think of the timing of this?
It was definitely strategically planned. I received the text at like 2 p.m. on Wednesday, so not even a full 24 hours after we got the election results. So I feel like this was something that was definitely premeditated. They felt like the Republicans were going to win. Donald Trump was going to be elected into office again, so they were just ready to go. And it just really shows, like, we thought we came far from where we were hundreds of years ago, but honestly, we have not at all, clearly.
And do you know anybody else who got this message?
I think I want to disagree with that last statement. I still think that we've come far. I just don't think that we have. I don't think that we've come far enough, and I don't think that we have changed enough for certain groups to say that we need to, forget what has happened in the African American community. The reason why I felt like I had to make that comment is because to me, these texts being sent out are not, I think that's outside of what's going on. I feel like these are just immature, dumb people that have always been around that are they just want to watch the world burn. It's not really, it's hard for me to explain, but I don't really think that this is the problem. I think this is just dumb. Like this is not even, to me, this is not even like threatening. It would just be like if I would have gotten one of these messages, I can't even say that I would have been mad. I probably I would have, showed everyone. I'd have been shocked. Like, what is going on, right? But me personally, I get spam messages all the time. They're not political or racial or anything like that. They're normally scam messages. So I get them all the time. So this would just have been a step above those types of messages, those scam messages that I get. And so I can't say that this is representative of what's actually going on and the difficulties that are actually going on in this country. This is just a stupid thing that, unfortunately, especially with the advancement of technology, that we will continuously see people and media and organizations and even other countries trying to influence the behavior that happens in this country, right? I'd be willing to bet that these probably weren't even Americans that sent this. It's probably someone or some group from another country that, again, is trying to keep the fuel burning in this country. So I had to say, let's see what else she has to say.
We have not at all, clearly.
And do you know anybody else who got this message?
Not personally. When I got on social media later that day, I saw that a lot of different people had gotten them, but nobody that I knew personally. But I did see that everybody who received the text was a person of color, for sure.
And what do you hope people take away from this? I mean, to me, I'm incredibly sad hearing about it. I know you were angry, but I'm just incredibly sad hearing about this. But what do you want people to think about this weekend after getting this kind of a text?
for the people that voted the way that they voted, I want them to recognize this is the person that you voted for. This is the type of people that back him. And it's insane because at the end of the day, we're all humans. And I hope people take that. It's like we all bleed the same blood. Like there's nothing different between me and you, between a Black person, a white person, a Spanish person. It doesn't matter. And I just feel like people need to really take into account that at the end of the day, we're all humans. And what you do directly affects other people, and there will be consequences to those actions.
You're absolutely right about that. That is a great message. It means a lot to me that you said it and you shared this story with us. Apparently, we're just hearing now in the last couple of minutes, Talia, that it's now up to 21 states. 21 states where people receive these text messages. It's just awful.
It's crazy because you would think that, I don't know, I would think that immediately people would find out where it's coming from and shut it down. So the fact that it's still happening today, which is Friday, 48 hours later, is just crazy.
Yeah. Well, it says everything about the person who sent this text, not the people who received it. Talia Jones, thank you very much for talking to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. I thought I had saw. Well, I know that I saw there were that the map that they put up.
What
This
was
map
your
here
reaction?
is actually not up to date because I know people in California have received it. This video. Let's see. Yeah, this video is just posted. So, yeah, and I saw it. I saw it just before doing this recording. There's quite a few. I think there's some in Texas. There's quite a few states that received it. Looks like. Well, I was gonna say it looks like they are attacking. Oh yeah, I don't know. This is a mixture. So red and blue states. I know some of these are blue over here. California is definitely blue. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this these are just some of the dumb things that unfortunately we have to put up with. Right. It's just coming. I think the only reason why it's made national news is because it's coming off the heel of the election. But honestly, I mean, we've seen stuff. I reported things with people getting racist message written on their houses and houses burned down because they were Black in a community. Businesses attacked because they're Black in a community. Racist emails and messages. Right, like this unfortunately happens within the Black community. And I'm not saying that it's right or that we should just allow it to happen. Only thing I'm saying is that we should not allow these random things like this, and we don't even know where it's coming from, affect our ability to move beyond this election. I'm so glad this election was over. I hope, I know it's going to take probably another 6 months to a year for it to like quiet down in terms of the election. I'll be glad when these 4 years are up and we get 2 fresh candidates, hopefully none that we've heard of or seen before, and we can get back to actually debating policies over, name, image, and likeness, Black, white, and kind of and hopefully we can learn as a group, as a African American group, that we can learn how to just get rid of all the noise and get rid of all the political bias and just focus on what benefits us and our households. And that's what I was trying to push up until I kind of just gave up because there was so much other noise out there that I was just like, I feel like I'm just wasting my time talking about the election, a few months prior to the election. But that's what I was trying to push, was like just making informed decisions, and not letting all like this right here. If this would have happened before the election, it probably would have swayed the election, right? It probably would have, it would have made some changes in the outcome, maybe. Um, but you know, but that would have just been an emotional response to people saying, "Oh no, I got to vote this way because it's how the world is acting," and not really paying attention to how each candidate will affect one another economically. So, or each candidate will affect the voter economically. Um, so yeah, I had to, you know, like I said, if you hadn't seen this, it's all over the news. It happened this week, or election week, and you know, I don't think anything is going to come of it. If I'm willing to bet, they're going to find out that it came from another country, and there's not going to be an individual or even a group of people that's held responsible. It'll just you know fade into the darkness. Nothing's going to happen. So let's just move forward. Focus on ourselves. Let's get to this bag. Election is over. Let's get to this money. Let's get to this work. Let's get to this education, and let's take control of our own lives and our own situations. All right. But y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.